Hey guys, Lucky Man here, and I've got a quick little unboxing for you today. This week they finally dropped the new Final Fantasy trading card game, and I got to pick up my order today. I got myself the Final Fantasy X structure deck, along with a few boosters, 4 boosters, and I really just wanted to give, I guess, a test to the new cards they released, see the quality of them. I was so happy the person in the store who had already opened a lot of the boosters himself because he really enjoyed the game, so he thought, I might buy some. He let me have one of my favorite characters as a card to see the quality of the card, to see how good it is. So he gave me the Squall card, and you know what? As soon as he gave me the card, I'm like, I'm definitely happy with this purchase. Like, it is a quality card. It doesn't feel like any of the other trading cards. It feels like it's got this matte back feel. Like, it's just insane. Like, if you just look at it, it really feels like it's sleeved. That's that strong. Like, it is a hard cardboard, has a matte back. You can literally just play it straight out of the box. You do not need sleeves for this, which is insane. Like, if you think about it. Other than that, like, I'm so excited to see what is actually involved in playing the game. Like, he gave me a short description about it, using smaller based heroes or weaker based heroes that are called back row heroes to act as mana to then play bigger creatures or bigger heroes, I guess, from the Final Fantasy sagas. And the system works pretty well, and if you don't have the mana up, you can actually discard cards to pay for cards, and you sacrifice hand power for on-board power. Like, it's cool. It's a cool kind of system. Let's just get straight into it. Let's just open up the boxes. All right, here we go. All right. So first of all, I just want to see what is in the structure deck. Let's go for the structure deck first. So, yes. Okay. First up, sticky tape to keep it together. Nice. We have the instruction manual. Awesome. Awesome. So this is how you learn how to play. Let's just open it up, see if there's any extra things in here. Okay. Well, so there's a huge amount of information. It's actually over informing you, which is good. Like, it teaches you every single possible outcome from the battles, different ideas on how to play a card, what different cards do, the difference between summoning cards, the abilities of cards. Yeah, it's good. This is clear instructions, and it all fits in this one A3 size paper. So that's pretty interesting. Like, they could fit all those rules in so little space. They made a rule book. Nice. We've got this battle phase battle mat, along with a bit of posters showing you some of the cool cards from the set at the moment, and what cards you can see from each deck. Now, I really want the Final Fantasy VII deck. I've got it on order. It's coming in soon, hopefully. I heard that they're selling out everywhere. So if you want to buy a deck and you have seen the Final Fantasy VII deck, in stock, buy it while you can. It's even worth just keeping just for collector's value. And it does have very powerful element, Fire and Earth. Final Fantasy X deck is really good. The Final Fantasy 13 deck is probably pretty interesting as well in the way it synergizes. But yeah, just for straight beats, Final Fantasy 7 deck looks pretty cool. I'm trying to get it. Hopefully, I've ordered one online. Hopefully it comes in, and it wasn't. Okay, so we got the field deck, which is great. So the battlefield shows you how to put the cards and where the back row is and where the front row is, which is interesting. And it shows you different aspects and zones, such as the break zone, which is, I don't know, something to do with cards and damage and abilities. But let's go to the Pista Resistance, the actual main deck. So this is what I've been waiting for. This is pretty cool. I've just been waiting to open this up and see how beautiful these cards are. Oh man. Oh man. I think the maximum you can have of any card in the deck is 3, and lo and behold, we have 3 Tituses. This is so cool. Now, this is so good because the matte backs make them kind of like, it feels like a deck that's already sleeved in my hands. Like, it's a very nicely made card. It feels like it's worth the value of the card. So we got Titus, and then we got the Final Fantasy X-2 Altar. I can't even explain this. Like, I don't know if it's Titus's alter or actual past, or if this is another person that is similar to Titus and just shed his blood. I can't remember the storyline for Final Fantasy X-2. It was messy, but it was a good game, that's for sure. We got Summoner Yuna. We got 3 of each. So this is cool. It gives you like an actual structure basis, 3 of each card, so you don't have to go out and like try and find the third one or the second one. We got Len, so the alter ego of Yuna that you get from the, I think the dress sphere it was. Oh yeah, Waka. I love Waka. Yeah, so these, I'm going to go through these cards later. I just wanted to show you the quality of the cards. But there's special synergies to each one. Okay, these are the, so those are the big hitters. Those are your big hitters that you want to drop on the field. And they have synergies and do special effects, special abilities. So these are like your front row attackers. And they have huge costs, but they're worth it in the end. So some of them are actually pretty cheap too. Yuna's cheap. When you cast a summon, you may dull Yuna if active, and you can draw a card. So it's good. There's a lot of synergies here for drawing and card power. Especially with Titus. I think Titus gets you a card draw each turn. For each forward you control, Titus gains Brave. Yeah, so it's pretty good. So here we've got some of the generic cards. So these can be played, you can play as many of them as you want, whereas you can only play one of each of these specialty cards, or front row cards. And these are pretty much your mana, the way I see it. Oh no, these are the forward ones. Backups are the mana. The forwards are actually units you can play that basically like generic cards. Viking, oh my god, that is so cool. Yeah, so generic forwards, and then Geomancer standard unit as well. So these are all standard units. They're just basically the bulk of it all. You got your summoning, so we got our Leviathan summoning. Pretty cool, so it allows you to bounce cards. Brother, so this is a more control-y feeling deck. Brother is a backup, so he actually is mana, but he gives you extra abilities. That's interesting. Valorfall, another summon. Yes, so much flavor. Good damage, good wipe. It's like the energy ray technique from Valorfall. We got Pain, which is another forward from the Gullwings. So yeah, so these are all the green cards, I think. So they broke it up into a few colors, green and blue. Oh, Barreleye. So they all have interesting ability. Riku! Yes, this card is so much... Oh my god. I hope I get a shiny with her. Riku was my favorite character from the Final Fantasy X series. I don't know about you guys. And we got some of our generic greens. So Evoker, backups for mana. We got another summoning, which is a Sliff. A Devout standard unit for mana. And some generic ninjas and archers for the forward. So that's a pretty good deck. Just in that in itself, it's a playable deck. And you can go straight from there to play a game. And it's pretty interesting, a deck as well. Like, the synergy effects and the card draws, I think it's all about... It's kind of it feels like a control-y / mid-range deck, just by reading the effects real quick. So that's pretty interesting. So I think... For anyone who wants to be an aggro berserker, you should just go and grab the Final Fantasy VII one, because it looked like it was... It just looked positioned for aggro, but I couldn't really see it, the abilities of each one, since I don't have it with me at the moment. But I'll do another opening later on for Final Fantasy VII. Let's just go through our first booster pack opening first. Woo! Alright, so in each booster pack you get a foil, so it's pretty good. And if you get a foil, the way the rarity goes, it goes like common and then rare and hero, then legends, and then the S rank ones, which are just special cards. They have their own ranking system. They're separate from actual rarity. They're common-ish. They're not that common though. So we got a black belt, Tama, yes, from Final Fantasy, World of Final Fantasy. A knight, another generic knight, good if you want to go more blue. White mage. A free summoner backup card, so that's for the color purple. Woo! Got Cloud. That's happiness for me. I love Cloud. Dark Knight and a foil knight, so that will replace my knight in my deck. Pretty good standard unit. It's a foil, but it's only a foil common, so it's not gonna be amazing. We've got Barrett as well. Cool. I'm building my Final Fantasy VII deck right now. Maybe you could just buy a box and build all the decks, to be honest. We got Yagrosh, which is a cool rare card, the Sliff, and Gordon. And to add on top of that, I'll just put my scroll that was given to me as a gift. Thank you again. Very cool person. Alright, number 2. I've got 2 more packs after this. We've got the Black Mage. Ooh, Titan. Cool summon. We've got the Time Mage. We got the Archer generic card. We got the Monk generic card. We got the Viking generic card. And we got the Monk. And we got a Ramza, which is still common, but it's a pretty cool looking common. It's one of the cool cards. We also got Duke Goliana, Gapel, and Hope, and Kamari, which I can add to my Blitzball deck. Woo! Alright, number 3. These are so amazing, by the way, like the flavor. We got the Geomancer, we got Chocobo Chick from Final Fantasy 13, loving that. I could use that in my deck. I wonder if there's any rule about different Final Fantasy versions. I have to go through it. Giglimish, Chemist, which is a cool blue unit. Kate Sif, Evoker, Moogle, and just another Geomancer, which will probably replace one of my common backups in my Blitzball deck as well. And I got the Warrior of Light. Yes. Cool looking. Sephiroth. See, if you're a Final Fantasy 7 fan, every booster pack opening is going to be amazing. Sephiroth is awesome too, rare. Aerith, oh my god, that's too much flavor in one deck, in one booster pack opening. It's like, Doom. What do you think? That's what you think. Someone just trolled me there. Someone who packaged that. And Kefka as well. Damn, Kefka. I'm happy with that. I haven't got money of the summonings. I really want another summoning. Whoo, Scholar, cool blue. Zalbak, yeah. Evoker in the red. Ramza again. Yuffie, yes. Ninja. Squire, which is a cool 1 mana fire unit. And I got a foil summoner, which will be pretty interesting. It's good for like the purple lightning. Oh, Firen, awesome. Onion Knight, Yuffie, and I got a hero card, Zaz. That's pretty cool. It's a cool hero card to have. It's a backup, but it has a Ravager effect. All right. Well, I'm gonna do more openings later on when I get my Final Fantasy 7 deck. But right now, I'm pretty happy with what I got. Like, it is. Anyone who's a Final Fantasy 7 fan will have a great time opening any booster. So if you just want to buy boosters for the sake of having these collectible cards, then yeah, it's worth it. If you want to play the game, it's actually pretty interesting. The rules are quite interesting in the way it works. You can use cards from your hand. So if you wanted to summon this in turn 1, you could just drop 3 cards into your whatever the drop zone is, and pay for it, and then it can just come down turn 1, because each one's worth I think it is 2 mana each time you discard a card, which is pretty powerful if you think about it. So you can play some big cards turn 1, but then you lose a lot of hand power, whereas a deck like this utilizes less I guess aggro style of attack, and wants to draw out the game, so it kind of like wants the other opponent to really do that kind of thing, and then you can counter them and stop them from playing and have more hand power and eventually just take over the game, as long as you don't die in the first part. So this is pretty cool. Like, I'm happy with it. The quality of card is insane, like especially the foils. I thought when I first saw them online, they were like, I wasn't sure about them too much, but on closer inspection you can see they are pretty amazing. And the back, I thought, like, from what I saw, I thought they were just like cardboard, but this feels like plastic, or I don't know, it just feels so much stronger. You can hear it. You know, the one thing I forgot to do is actually just like have a nice sniff of, oh man, because each card has, it's a very important part of it. Like, if you're a card player, you know the smell of a card makes something happen in your mind. It's just like cardboard is literally like crack. Oh, it's quality. It has a smell. Much better than the Yu-Gi-Oh smell. Not as good as the Magic the Gathering smell. Those cards, man. Every time you open a packet, GG. It is done. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. This has been Monkey Man, and if you like the video, please thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos, subscribe. I'll be doing a second video showing an opening of the Final Fantasy 7 box if I can get my hands on it, because I didn't expect them to sell out so quick, so I have to wait for it to come from over the ocean, I guess. So that's cool. All right, guys. So hopefully I'll get that up whenever it comes in. Thank you guys for watching, and see you later. Just wanted to quickly show you how you would go about playing like a small demo, I guess, of how you play the game. This will be quick. I already shuffled the deck. You draw 5 cards first of all. You can mulligan these 5 cards by putting them at the bottom of the deck, and then drawing another 5 cards. In the case of this particular style of game play with the Final Fantasy X starter deck, you want to be first of all, you want to get your combo pieces, which is basically Yuna and any other Yuna cards in your opening hand, and the way to summon enough mana to play it. So this hand would be very mediocre in terms of getting a sure win, so I'd mulligan that. I'd put that at the bottom, and you can put them in the bottom in any order you want. So I'll draw 5 more cards, and those will be a cool backup card, another backup card, and you can only do it once, so I have to stick with this. But this is alright. If I draw into a Yuna, which is more likely now since I've drawn the next 5 cards, I'll be able to do that. So these are my 5 cards. I'm gonna leave them there. First off, you just draw for your turn. I draw another one of these, and the way you can pay for your creatures is either by having mana on the field and form backup. But if you don't have that, you can actually just discard a card to create 2 mana of the color of the card that you discarded into the break zone. So now I've got 2 green mana up. I can put down a 2 mana card, so I'd put that down as well. I can use it for mana later on as a backup, and then I pass turn. So my deck is a bit slower to start up than say the Final Fantasy VII starter deck, which is a more aggro feel. But once you have the game in order, like you're into the mid game, late game, this deck kind of takes over. So it's a pretty good deck. It's a combo based deck, and you're really just looking for Yuna. And this brother card that I have in the draw is gonna be integral in getting that Yuna onto the field. So that's my next goal, getting the Yuna from that card. Yes. So next up, I'm just going to go real quick. Next turn I would get that, which is not too bad either. I could put that down for mana and summon something from there. But first of all, I'll probably drop the... Well, yeah, I'll probably drop that, get 2 blue mana, and tap that to play Brother, which will allow me to draw that Yuna card. Now this Yuna card is pretty much the integral part of the deck. That is, Yuna's all of, like Final Fantasy X, it's all about Yuna. Titus as well, but Yuna is like the glue to the story. You gotta hear, that shit. You know what I'm talking about. I can't sing, so I don't know why I did that. But yeah, so now I've got the Yuna in hand. I could play it next turn, but I don't want to do that yet. I want to start slowly building the game up. So I'd pass it in there. The next turn, if I probably took that as damage. So you take cards as damage. So it's kind of like Magic, and it's kind of like Vanguard and Wise Force, but then it has its own elements as well in the way you can use CP and characters, and it's like the games are quick, but they're not that quick. They're pretty good. I enjoy the actual structure of the gameplay. I like the cards just for the fan base, but in terms of gameplay, so this is pretty insane. So in this, I probably would have taken 2 or 3 damage from there. X Burst, so Moogle is a pretty good card to get for this deck. I only found 1 in the booster packs I got, but I'd probably play 3 of them. The X Burst means I can use its ability if it ends up in a damage zone, and its ability is draw 2 cards and discard 1 card from hand. So in this case, I'd probably discard that, and I'll probably discard Leanne later for mana. But yeah, so I'll take the next turn now. Drew into a Sliff, which is a good summon. Summons work really well with Yuna. I'll show you why in a sec. So in this case, I'd probably dump land to play just the other land, because I only need 1 land on the field at the moment, and I'll use that to play the Yuna. So Yuna's on the field, I can start doing cool stuff. I can play some cool cards and really mess up the game. So I can either bounce a card if they had like a really troublesome card that I couldn't defend with Yuna, or in this case I'd probably keep this for a special cool effect I can do with untapping. So in this case I'd probably go with
dumping Geomancer, which sucks because that's your. You know what? I wouldn't dump Geomancer. Probably use that next turn. I would just in fact, I'd just probably attack with Yuna if they've already tapped out, so I can get extra damage in. Then I could play the Sliff to activate it, or I could actually play the Sliff and not attack with Yuna, and then actually use Yuna's ability, which is to tap her down, draw an extra card, then untap her using Sliff, and give her an extra 1,000. But I'd probably do that during their turn, and then defend using Yuna with a plus 1,000 boost. And then I'd go into my turn. I'd probably take a damage from that. Losing Titus, that's not good. And that's an okay draw. I'll take it. Can use it for mana. Yeah, so I'd probably play my Geomancer, which will allow me to filter the next few cards. This is another cool card I got from draw. Just another standard unit, but it allows me to scry the top card when I tap her down. So if she's ever free, she's not useless if you have too much mana. She's useful in the late game as well. In terms of what I do now, I'd probably just play the. I'd probably chuck out the Evoker to play the Vifen card, which allows me to bounce one of their cards, also allowing me to get a free draw from here. Drew into Waka, which is cool. And basically the goal of it, I think, is to eventually get into the combo cards for Yuna and summon cards who really do well with Yuna because you can draw extra cards. You have draw power, you get to do some cool things, and basically at some point you'd hopefully draw into a Titus, Pain, Riku as well. And I have an Aerith in here because it's fun to just untap your back row, but she doesn't really work well in this deck. You could actually get, you know what, if you got a few of them, if you got 3 Aeriths, you could probably play it. Because it allows you to go all in and then untap all the cards, like retap, like activate all your forwards that you used to go all in to defend with. So interesting. Cool. But yeah, so that allows you to search up any Final Fantasy X card. So at that point, you just find Titus, and then Titus would end the game, I think, at that point. So there are your combo pieces, and Waka is just pretty fun as well. Because Waka can, like, if you have another Waka in hand, you can discard it to use a special ability, and his special ability basically gives you a instant kill, instant break on one of their forwards. That's how this deck works. Along with how the gameplay kind of works, you can kind of get an idea of how you play it. It's fun. It's heaps fun. I enjoy playing it for sure. But yeah, so yeah, if you guys like it, then you should definitely check it out. Like if you're a Final Fantasy fan, then just having them on whole collector's basis is good enough. But I feel like this is a game that could literally, you know, be the next big trading card game. Like it has a great mechanic to it. I enjoy playing it. Like there's only a few games I enjoy really playing. In terms of trading card games that I could see myself playing over and over again, and this is one of them. First on the base factor that I'm a big Final Fantasy nut, so every time I play something I'll be like, oh my god, the nostalgia, oh Titus, oh, and then yeah, and then the fact that it actually plays pretty fun, which I was not expecting it to be fun, but yeah, so that's cool. It's definitely cool.